Burnout is unavoidable. I've written an entire book on this topic because I believe burnout is unavoidable for business owners. I've experienced it several times in this role. I know many others who have experienced it several times as well, and the data supported this premise even before we endured a pandemic. A Gallup poll from 2020 indicated that before the COVID-19 pandemic, 38% of female and 45% of male small business owners had daily stress. During the pandemic, those numbers jumped to 62% for women and 51% for men. As we know, stress can eventually lead to burnout. It's a leading indicator in this conversation. And in a September 2022 survey of 1,295 small business owners, nearly half, 48%, said that they were either currently experiencing or had experienced burnout within the last month. Based on these two reports, along with my conversation with business owners over the years, I feel strongly that entrepreneurs will face burnout at some point in their careers. Each experience is different. Some are more severe than others. Some, in hindsight, were preventable. A few were not. For example, a CEO friend of mine had the following events take place over the course of 1 month. 4 members of her leadership team notified her they would take maternity leave over the course of the next year. If that weren't enough, during 1 week of that month, one of her parents and one of her spouse's parents were both diagnosed with Alzheimer's. There was absolutely nothing she could do to control those events, and yes, she burned out. It was almost inevitable that she would. Most of us would under those circumstances. I have spoken with hundreds of entrepreneurs over the years. Almost every one of them has a significant burnout story. Mine was the trip to the emergency room. Others have had divorces, emergency surgeries, business closures, and heart attacks. I consider myself lucky. Burnout is unavoidable, and once we accept this, we can learn to leverage it. This book will help you learn how to prevent the burnout you can prevent and how to plan for the unavoidable instances to lessen the impact when they happen. We think we don't have time to address our stress. Most people do not realize how hard being a business owner is until they become one. The hustle and the grind are real. The whole blood, sweat, and tears thing, very real. Entrepreneurship can consume all of our time if we let it. It's very easy to put our heads down, do the hard work, grind through it, and tell ourselves we don't have time to address our stress. I know I've said, "You don't have time to be stressed," to myself in the past. I fully recognize that sometimes the hardest work we do as a business owner is putting our work away to make time and space to address our stress. For example, rescheduling an important work meeting to go to the doctor is hard work for a business owner. Taking a walk instead of making those 5 phone calls that might lead to a sale is hard work for a business owner.